This isn't the same Caitlin Clark the league saw last year. This is a re-engineered threat, and the footage coming out now is the league's worst nightmare. What she's done in one offseason borders on absurd, and it's a warning. Her presence is no longer rising, but crashing through the league like a storm. Every frame and every move of the leaked footage hits with purpose, and now she's locked in. Now, she's stepping into the season with a new level of intent, and to understand how that intent was built, we have to go back to the moment that her rookie season ended and everything went silent. Right after the playoffs, she disappeared. No interviews, no photo shoots, no social distractions, just silence. While others stayed visible, she went completely off the grid. That said, this wasn't about resting, but focus. She walked away from the spotlight with a mission in mind. Her time was spent away from the cameras and inside the grind. She shut everything out and got to work. She wasn't guessing, she was planning. For instance, she tracked every missed rotation, every slip in pace, and drilled into those areas with zero compromise. Every gap in her game became a priority. In addition, she didn't look to be seen, she looked to improve. Her offseason was a private process with no room for comfort or shortcuts. Now that the footage finally leaked months later, Clark was unrecognizable. Her frame has changed, shoulders set wider, posture more solid, legs firm with control. But here's the shocking part, none of this slowed her down a bit. This isn't just extra weight, but a functional build. She built strength to absorb and finish. Her stance is grounded, her control is sharper, she's stable under pressure, able to hold space without losing momentum. What's more, her reactions are cleaner. She shifts pace without delay, she plans and moves with full authority. The way she now handles contact is deliberate. She takes it, keeps going, and stays efficient. Her form is tight, the steps are connected, and the drives are uninterrupted. But the physical gains are only half the story. The mental rebuild, that's where the real danger lies. Clark's entire offseason grind also came with precision, arriving hours before tip-off, not for warm-ups, but for silence. Full-court visualization drills in empty gyms. No distractions, no voices, just focus. Every rep had intention, every minute had meaning. No fluff, just mental fortification. Last year, early games caught her off rhythm. She looked like she was searching. This year, she's already locked in before the buzzer. Her mind is 2 quarters ahead of the defense. She sees the reads before they form and makes the pass before the trap even comes. For instance, her film study has doubled. She's breaking down coverages, learning player habits, and calculating angles. As a result, her reaction time has shortened, her confidence has sharpened. She's not adjusting mid-game anymore, but dissected it before warm-ups. However, she's built a routine around intensity. The first whistle now matches her full speed. No slow starts and searching, just strike. And the numbers now back up what we're seeing with our own eyes. Analysts are projecting a major leap in first quarter production. In fact, Clark is expected to open games with more control, more scoring, and fewer errors. There's a predicted drop in turnovers, even with her usage going up. That's both rare and special. She's no longer trying to find the rhythm of the game, she's setting it. She's taking command early and holding it late. 21 points per game, that's the floor. And that's with increased assists, smarter possessions, and cleaner decision-making. Her efficiency is climbing. Take this, her mid-range accuracy has improved, and her playmaking is creating wider gaps for teammates. Because of that, defenses are spreading thin and capitalizing fast. It punishes any delay in help. She's now controlling the pace without forcing it. Consequently, her impact is automatic, predictable in the best way, and yet, all this progression was happening last season without the kind of support system most stars rely on. But what happens when that level of firepower finally gets the backup it never had last season? This time, the Indiana Fever front office did its homework, and it shows. Everything about this roster feels calculated. Kelsey Mitchell's spacing creates lanes that were closed last season. Aaliyah Boston owns the paint with patience and power. Natasha Howard adds a veteran edge and size that forces teams to play honestly. Stephanie White's system connects it all, keeping the ball moving and the floor open. These are functions as well. Each one does something specific to open the game up. In addition, the tempo has shifted. This team moves, the cuts are faster, decisions are quicker, the ball movement is constant. The court feels wider because players are always in motion. With this roster, doubling Caitlin is a death sentence. You leave someone, they make you pay. You stay home, she finds the seam. Pick your poison and live with it, or more likely, don't. This is no longer about one player doing everything. The puzzle is complete, and the mastermind pulling the strings, she's been waiting for this moment. Stephanie is orchestrating a war plan. From day one, she came in with a clear vision. Her offense moves fast, strikes early, and keeps defenders guessing. She built a system with triggers, counters, and release valves. Every trap Caitlin saw last season has an answer this time. Every stall now has a solution. Now, she's removed the delays and replaced them with options. From the moment White stepped into the job, she was courtside, not watching, but leading, running drills, and setting the tone. Players responded, and trust came quickly. Because of that, the chemistry clicked faster. And not only that, Stephanie brought over battle-tested pieces from her time with Connecticut, players who understood her pace and her expectations. They blended right in. They knew how to move without thinking, play through chaos, build on a lead, and hold it. It's worth noting that White didn't just build a system to support Caitlin, she built one to maximize everyone. Above all, Stephanie knew what Clark needed, and she got there before the rest of the league could catch on. But just because the Fever are stacked doesn't mean the league is surrendering quietly. The real tension is still rising. Minnesota is quietly building a defensive wall, and Nafisa Collier is its foundation. She's a specialist built to erase scorers like Caitlin Clark. Her positioning, timing, and feel for disruption makes her one of the most dangerous individual matchups in the league today. In fact, the way she defends is calculated and methodical, like a chess player who knows 3 moves ahead. But New York is no less frustrating. Their roster is deep, experienced, and playoff tested, with shooters who can stretch the floor and veterans who know how to grind out a series. They've seen pressure, felt disappointment, and learned how to close. While Indiana rebuilt their foundation, the rest of the league rearmed. They didn't sit still. They adjusted, retooled, and loaded up for war. Everyone is coming for Caitlin now, to stop her and to ensure her momentum doesn't turn into dominance, and that's why what happens next could change the history of the league. To win MVP in your second year, especially in a league stacked with proven stars and hardened vets, takes more than just numbers. It takes presence, narrative, consistency, and an undeniable grip on every game you touch. Caitlin Clark is now stepping into that exact space. The same player who was face-guarded, swarmed, and pushed off rhythm last season is now the one running the league's most dangerous offense. Clark not only fits in with the league structure, but also shifts the center of gravity, drawing more eyes, more defenders, and more attention than anyone else. Above all, she's forcing every defensive scheme to bend and every game plan to adjust. And now, she's starting at full speed, and that's the part that changes everything. From the opening game, she's ready to dominate, no warm-up needed. Clark is pressing from the front, and the MVP conversation is coming straight to her doorstep. And while we focus on one player, there's something far bigger happening underneath all of this. Ticket sales are up, Ratings are rising, jerseys are flying off the shelves, and headlines are being written before tip-off. Caitlin Clark's arrival has become a conversation. People are watching, showing up, and most important of all, people are staying. And here's the best part. It's not just about Clark anymore. The wave she brought in is now discovering the league's other stars too. A'ja Wilson's power, Jewel Lloyd's fire, Arike Ogunbowale's fearlessness, and Collier's complete game. All of them are finally being seen by new fans who came for Caitlin but stayed for the league. This is more than just growth. This is a shift. The WNBA is turning a corner in real time, and while Clark might have been the spark that lit the fuse, the flame is now moving through every arena. What's happening now is more than temporary, it's historic. So now you've seen it. The footage, the transformation, the mindset, and the movement. But let me be clear, this isn't just a hot start or a breakout year. This is a new chapter in the league story. Drop your MVP predictions below, because if this is what Clark looks like before Game 1, the rest of the league better hope she doesn't peak too soon. But while Clark's making headlines on the court, chaos is brewing off of it with one WNBA legend. Click here to watch Cheryl Swoops goes nuts after fired from WNBA podcast with Cindy Brunson.